Hey, what's up guys, it's the Dueling Monarch here, and today I'm bringing you my 6 Samurai deck build on DN. So, to start this off, this deck's mainly focused on synchro plays and pulling off a lot of synchro plays in a short amount of time. Normally I can pull a good first turn synchro play with Kaigamusa, Kaigeki, or, Elder the 6 Samurai if I can pull a Shen Smoke Signal or a Rhoda in my first turn play. So to begin, I run 3 Kaigamusa because he's your main part of the deck. He's your tuner. He's going to be what you're going to be using your synchro plays for. So you really just need a 3. I used to run him at 2, but it seems like 3 is working pretty well. 2, I wasn't really successful with, so I put him at 3 and it's been working pretty well for me. Next I run 2 Kaigeki. I used to run him at 3 as well, but I took him out to add in Shogun Shin, and I'll explain that in a second. But I run him at 2. He can get cloggy at 3 if you don't draw your tuners to do your synchro plays. So I keep him at 2 because I can search him with a Rhoda or with a Shen Smoke Signal. Next, I run 2 Elder the 6 Samurai. I really only run him in case I'm drawing a bad hand or my opponent has a monster and I can just easily special summon him in defense, just as a stall. But I'll normally use him for fodder, for my synchro plays, if I don't have Kaigeki or anything else. So normally I'll use Kaigeki and Elder as synchro materials. But if I don't use them for that and I'm stalling and I'm just using I have them on the field with Kazan or whatever, I'll use Kaigeki's effect to where he gains an additional 1500 attack for having another 6 Samurai monster on field, and I'll just beat life points out of my opponent and stall for as long as I can before I pull off my synchro plays. So 2 Elder. That's what I've kept him at for now. It's been working pretty well for me. Next, I run 2 Kazan. I used to run 3. I used to run 3 of a lot of these monsters, but I've cut them down to 2, and it seemed like a lot of it has been working for me. I've been pulling off a lot of wins, and it's just so far I've been having some nice advanced rated games and stacking up my wins and getting my rating up. 2 Kazan is pretty stable for running my higher level synchro plays, like level 6, level 7, anything like that. We don't even have level 7, never mind. Just for level 6 synchro plays if I'm going to use Kaigamusa, but your main staple is going to be Shi-In, so you're only going to get him on the field. We'll talk about that in a second. Next, I run 1 Inishi and 1 Zanji just as stall cards, I guess. Their effects are kind of decent, but I just run them as beat sticks because he is a nice 1800 normal summon beat stick. Zanji and Inishi, they're pretty stable in this deck. Their effects aren't too bad either if you're going to use them later in the duel, just to have more monsters on the field. There's more 6 Samurai, or you can use them for your XZ plays in case you want to pull out a Cowboy for game, or an Abyss Dweller, like a Stell, Exciton, you name it. So those are my 2 one-ofs. Next, I run one Grandmaster, the 6 Samurai. He's a nice beater, and he's very simple to get on the field. He's a 2100 beater, and he's got a nice effect. Next, I run 1 Great Shogun Shin, and I took cards out. I like to run 40 card decks, and I took a card out. I took out a Kaigeki and a Kazan to add in my Grandmaster and Shogun Shin. Shogun Shin works very well with Shi-In, as to where with Shi-In you can negate card effects. Shogun In is where your opponent can only activate 1 magic card per turn. They just work very well with each other, and it's one of the greater combos I like to pull off with this deck. If I can draw in a Shogun, pretty soon into the duel. It's a really great setup as to where Shogun being a nice 25 beater, and you can get him on the field really easy. Whoops, let me put that back. Next, I run 3 Rota. They're my searcher cards for my 6 samurais. Pretty simple. Just searcher cards. I run 3 smoke signal searcher cards again. I run 3 6 samurai united just for some draw power. Normal special summon, place a count when a samurai monster is normal or special summon. Place a counter on this card. Max 2 counters. When you have 2 counters on this card, you send it to the grave. Draw 2 cards. Just overall draw power. You know, very simple. Next, I run 2 Asceticism. I might have screwed up that name, but whatever. I run 2, and that's in case I don't draw a reinforcement. I do not draw smoke signal. I don't have Elder, or I don't have Kaigamusa. So normally a play I run with Asceticism is I'll have this in my hand, and I'll either have Elder or I'll either have Kaigamusa, and I'll pop Kaigamusa or Elder, and then I'll pop Asceticism to special summon either one and pull off an easy synchro play to get Shien on the field first turn or second turn, you know. Just very easy synchro plays with this deck. I run 1 Raigeki. Raigeki's at 1, obvious reasons. 1 Soul Charge, it's at 1, obvious reasons. These are your 1-ofs. So 1 Raigeki, 1 Soul Charge, obvious reasons. The 1 of Compulse, obvious reasons. 1 Bottomless, just to stop that, stop your opponents from getting, high level beaters on the field. You want to stop them as much as you can. I run 2 Fiendish Train. 3 can get cloggy for me. You can try out 3 if you want. It's all based on personal preference. Seems like 3 can get a bit cloggy, so I keep it at 2 because I also run 2 Deep Prison. 2 Deep Prison and 1 Breakthrough skill. So I keep chain at 2. 2-dimensional Prison, obvious reasons. 1 Breakthrough skill because you can use it on 1 turn, and then again you can banish it from your graveyard to kick in that effect again on your opponent's monster for a second time. Very good if you can't draw into chain, kind of like a stall card, I guess you could say. 2 Dark Bribe, very good for that back row hate, you know. The back row can really mess up your synchro plays with the 6 Sam deck, and you just want to stop it and get it out as quick as you can. And Dark Bribe's very good for that, although a downside is that your opponent gets to draw, but I like it anyway. Dark Bribe, I run it a lot of my decks except for BA, because you're going to end up milling with Dante anyway, but that's for another video. 1 Trap Stun for when I run my battle phase, when I have my Shien, my Shogun, Elder, or Grandmaster, excuse me. When I have those on the field and I'm getting ready to set up for a good OTK, I just pop that Trap Stun. Just, get rid of that back row hate. 1 Vanity's Emptiness, the 1-of at the moment, it's at 1, which kind of bugs me. Because Vanity's is really good for when I have my field set up for my OTKs and my, all of my plays are done and I'm ready to go for those life point elimination. You pop Vanities, your opponent can't special summon anything, totally shuts down their side of the field. Very great, very great. Vanities is a must-have in this format. I run 2 Double-Edged Sword Technique. This is a tricky card, and I really like it because you can pull off some cheeky plays with it. I use it, I set it the turn I get it, and then if I synchro play 1 turn, I'll say I don't have my synchro materials, but I do have double-edged. I'll draw another double-edged, set it on field, and then I'll draw into my Kaigamusa and my Kaigeki, and I'll search out Kaigeki or Kaigamusa with my Rotas and my smoke signals. Double-edged is preset. Pop Kaigeki, special summon Kaigamusa, synchro for Shien, and then pop double-edged to special summon them back for that turn, but you're going to use them for synchro materials again anyway, back to back. So normally I'll first sheet in, synchro sheet in, pop double edged, and then I'll synchro either Armades, Naturia, something like that, along the lines of Armades or Naturia, just to shut down my opponent's side of the field and get rid of that back row hate, because we all know back row hate is the thing that can really shut down this deck. But the good news is that this deck runs on eliminating that back row hate, so I really enjoy that. Last in the 40 card deck, I run one anti-Raigeki, again for the back row hate, and it's really stable at 1, and a lot, like, you run into people running Raigeki in format because it's a must-run card at 1, and that anti-Raigeki, not many people expect you to be running it, so, as a little cheeky play, I run an anti-Raigeki. Suits me well, protects my monsters. And in case my opponent happens to be running Dark Bribe, when I pop anti, I'll Dark Bribe the Dark Bribe, and that'll be that. And, whatever. Not many people might agree with it, but I like to run it one anti. It really saves my side of the field, and I can continue all of my plays. That's it for the main deck. Total of 40 cards, 13 monsters, 13 spells, 14 traps. Very, very, very stable for me. I enjoy it. I pull off a lot of wins. My rating is constantly going up. This is my default deck, as you can see down here. I have a lot of them, and I'll make a lot of deck profiles if you guys want me to. On the side deck, I don't really side deck much besides 3 MSTs, just in case, for back row hate, really, just to take out easy spell cards, spell traps, you name it. Continuous, really get pain. Just to get rid of those in case I get, in case I run into problems with that and I'm in a match. Normally this deck's very good with eliminating back row hate and continuous magic cards, but I side deck the 3 MST anyway, just as extra beefy protection, if you can get what I'm getting at. On the extra deck, I run 2 Shi-In for obvious reasons. You must run Shi-In with 6 Sams. You're going to be your main staple of the deck, and it's going to be the card you're going to first get out in your first synchro play. A lot of the time, if you build this exact deck, you're going to be pulling off a ton of synchro plays, and you're going to be seeing and finding out that you're very successful in accomplishing synchro plays and negating anything that would negate your synchro plays. Next, I run 1 Armades, Keeper of the Boundaries, just so your opponent can't activate any. It's like a walking trap stun, really. Just another way to. It's a 2300 trap stun. Really is what I like to look at it as. So it's just double flare protection. I really like it. Very, very great synchro card. Just as easy to get out as Shi-In. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna want to get Shi-In out, and then you can either pop Keeper of Boundaries or Naturia Beast, or whatever you prefer. Normally, I won't find myself using Armades too much. I'll run Naturia, because when I have my Shi-In on the field and my Naturia Beast, I'm not going to be drawing into anything else, and I won't have to really worry about any other cards that I'll be using, seeing as I can negate spells like quick plays and negate cards with Shi-In. Simple as that. So I'll just mill the top 2 cards of my deck to negate any, cheeky cards my opponent might have in their back row to eliminate that back row hate. So I can pull off some really great plays and have, remain victorious with that. I run 2 Naturia Beast, as you can see, just for getting that back row, protecting your side of the field. I run Naturia Barkion. I'll normally synchro either Inishi or Zanji or Kazan's for that, because he's a level 6, so I'll pull off my level 6 synchro plays with Kazan and Kaigamusa to bring out Barkion. He's a nice 2500 beater with banishing 2 cards from your graveyard and negating the activation of any trap on either player's turn. And seeing that you're going to have a lot of cards in your graveyard that you won't use anymore before you have Barkion on the field, you're going to be having a lot of, materials you can just straight off banish that you won't be using, like, Rhoda or Smoke Signal, United, just all your spells and traps that are one-time uses that you'll be able to use ones of, and it's very good, very good. 2500 beater, nice for just throwing damage on your opponent. Next, I run one Yugioh Guardian. Very good for getting monsters on your side of the field if that's how you like to play. He's a level 6 synchro, easy to get out. 2800 beater, just all around nice to have in your extra deck. The XYZs, level 4s, really, they're all pretty much level 4s. I run one Abyss Dweller, one Evil Swarm, Exciton Knight, one Excalibur for game, if that must be, one Castell, one 103, one level 30 just for game if I feel like it, one 101 for special summon monsters on your opponent's side of the field, and one Cowboy for game, in case your opponent has a bit more. If you're going for an OTK but you can't stack all the damage on, you can just, XC summon level 4 Cowboy and just eat the damage out in defense position, detach 800, take it for game. Very, very good. So that's my 6 Samurai deck profile. I have tweaked it, but I think this is the build I'll be remaining to stay at unless the format changes, and I'll have to tweak it based on format changing, and which Konami might do that. I mean, they just recently hit the cross, so that's that. So yeah, that's my six Samurai build. 40 card deck, 15 card extra deck, 3 in the side deck. Very stable build, cheap, very cheap to build the main deck in real life. If you want to order this and you want to build it, extra deck could be a bit costly, but you never know where you could find great deals. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this 6 Samurai deck build. Hope you guys can use this deck and tweak it for your liking, and I'll be back with another deck build on anything else you guys might want to see. Alright, the Dueling Monarch out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.